So, hello everyone, and welcome to the second webinar in this month's series on uh, how your relationship with your mother impacts your life. In the earlier webinar, we spoke about primal love and we spoke about primary love, which is the love we experience towards the mother and how anything over there can impact our life. So that's what we spoke about in the earlier webinar. In this webinar, we would like to address how, when a child is there in the mother's womb, from the moment of conception, what could be the times when something might go wrong for the child, and how that experience can actually impact your life in a very big way. Of course, from all of us know the fact that a child, when it's there in the mother's womb, the sense of separation is zero. So the child tends to experience everything that the mother experiences as though it is one unit together. Okay. That said, there are certain important moments even during the prenatal stage when the trauma can be extremely big for the child, which can impact the child in a very big way. And those are the times when also a past life can get triggered for the child. So the child is running the program of the past life only in the current life also. That can also happen. That's also a possibility. Yeah. Yeah, Gayatri, would you like to add something over here?
No, this is pretty much on the line that we want to discuss the
Yeah.
4 important points in
Yes.
the
Can you talk about that?
prenatal phase. So the first phase is the moment when the soul enters the mother's womb. That is the moment of conception. And in that moment, the state of mind that mother has, that can not only trigger a past life, as Priya said, but that will carry a significant impact on how uh, you are perceiving your own self or your life or your mother. For example, mother conceived, like I had a client where she conceived, and the first moment was, this is good, but I wasn't prepared for this. So there was a slight confusion. Of course, after a day or two, when she spoke with her husband and they were open for uh, continuing the pregnancy. But if mother goes through that moment of confusion in that moment, for of course her own valid reason, that confusion is going to come to the child. Yeah, Priya?
Yes. Or it could be anxiety, or it could be, oh, this happened. Something like that also
Yes.
can, I was reading somewhere very recently that even moments of surprise and shock have a lot of mixed emotions. So it's good and bad. So it's very overwhelming for that part of you or that soul that has entered the body at that moment to experience both. It's like a polarity. Yeah.
And I want to give you a disclaimer when we are sharing this, that this is not about finding the fault with mother's state of mind.
Yes.
This is not about, oh, my mother felt so, that's why I'm going through the problem. Or, oh, my mother didn't want me in the first moment itself, that's why I have this unwanted. So, this is not about finding the fault out there or blaming the mother or the father. Because though it looks like, because mother had a particular kind of feeling, we got that. But of course, at soul level, we choose our parents. So we have chosen some kind of experience with our mother. And all of that is going to just fit into the, jigsaw puzzle of our own journey. So when you look at all of this, all these points that we are sharing, it's for you to start understanding your own soul journey. For example, if you find in your experience that your mother, in the first moment when she got to know she has conceived you and she had some negative emotion, then what is in it for you? Whether past life got triggered or not is a different story. But there is something in that experience, right? Which you are supposed to learn. So we want you to take all this information in that bigger, under that umbrella, that the self-reflection and the self-inquiry. So having said that, mother can go through whatever positive, negative emotion or the belief when that happens. And that is the first moment when we are interacting with our mother. And any particular, any relationship for that matter, that's the first moment when we have come into this life. So that in a way sets tone to how we are going to feel with anybody, how we are going to feel with life itself. So that is the first moment, the moment when your mother conceived you and the state of mind that she had.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe if she's feeling she's too tired, and in that moment, the soul is entering her womb. So that tiredness might come to the soul. This is actually the moment when the act of making love is happening between the father and the mother. So in that moment, how this, what state of mind the mother is. So that's the first. The next moment is when mother realizes that she's pregnant. And the thoughts or the feelings that come to her. So the example that I gave is actually applicable to this moment, that when a mother realizes that she's pregnant, what are her thoughts? What are her feelings? So that's the second moment. And then the next moment in the prenatal stage is when she tells other people in the family and the way they react to that. So let's say she got to know and she's sharing that with your father and the way your father reacted to that. Or other people in the family, your grandparents. So how they react, what they say, what they think, and listening to that, something happens to the mother, right? Let's say the grandmother wants son, and as soon as she hears the news, she says, "Oh, that this time it is not a girl child." And mother feels anxious listening to that. So that anxiety is going to impact the child also. Yeah, Priya. You want to add anything over here?
I feel that when you're listening to this also, just be present to your body. Because these are moments for any person which you're not consciously aware of. But you're carrying it in the body because the body has been through the experience. The body was there. Your mind got developed or the conscious memory got developed much later. So these are not moments that you will consciously remember for sure. But your body will know. So with these three moments, at any moment, if you have felt that, yes, my body is reacting in a particular way, either I'm going blank or I'm going numb or there is some sensation in my body. The three moments that Gayatri shared, the moment of conception, the moment that the mother gets to know that she is pregnant, and the moment that she shares with everyone in the family. And we are going slow with these moments only because it is not only you listening, your body is reacting in a particular way and showing you. So just be present to your body as you're listening to this. Yeah, Gayatri. And the fourth.
Yeah. So these three are actually prenatal because they are in the
Yes.
womb stage. And just to add to what Priya said, that we do not have conscious memory to this. Because, Dr. Dr. Morris
Morrison.
Method, sorry, who has done extensive research in this particular part of our subconscious memories. He says that at this point, we do not have logic, right? We do not have a sense of separation, as Priya said. So, whatever mother experiences, all those emotions and experiences are absorbed by the unconscious part of the mind, our mind. And without putting any logic to it, they are just stored in the unconscious mind. They are much, much deeper. So that's why he says that it is very, very impactful, because we do not even have any idea. We can't even process it. We can't logic it. I want to take this belief. I don't want to take this belief. That sort of processing is not at all happening in that phase. And then the next, the fourth of these important moments is the moment of birth itself.
Gayatri, may I add one more thing for the third
Yeah,
moment?
yeah,
The birth of a child sometimes is like, you know, a kind of an addition to the family. For some families, even though emotionally they want it, financially sometimes they are not ready for it. So when the mother tells the father, so there was an instance or a case that we had, when the mother tells the father, the first reaction is good, but so the essence is both. There is a good and there is a bad. Yeah. So this can cause a kind of a confusion, or this can cause a kind of distrust or anything that can happen, because our emotions are so volatile and so dynamic that at that moment, what is the complex emotion that a person is going through, it is difficult to say. So at times we experience that in the body as either something which is stuck or something which is there, and you cannot pin down that this is the exact emotion. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, Gayatri.
Yes. And then the next, as I said, the moment of birth itself. So, before the actual process of birth, the child was feeling very secure and safe in a cozy space. And now, even that one safe cozy space is also going away. And the research says that the process of birth itself is a trauma. Of course, that kind of trauma is also important in our journey because it gives us strength. But going through that process, that narrow passage, and coming out of that, very warm, nice room into a cold room is itself a trauma. And the way people react around us when we are born to anything, could be whether you are a girl child or a boy child, and what they wanted at that point of time. Or maybe mother is not in a state to look at you and take you in her arms because she's unconscious. Or maybe your birth involves some kind of uh, emergency and you have to be separated from you. All of these are uh, addition to that big trauma. And by this time, these four important moments have created significant impact on our journey, and it's like the same program is going to repeat. So we had a client, she said she has never felt happy. Even when something that she wanted happened in her life, when she started her therapy, she realized that she was never really happy in that moment also. It was as though, yeah, I wanted it happen, it's okay. So why? That question came to her during her process through therapy. That why don't I experience that kind of happiness? And when we did a session, it went back to her uh, home stage where her mother was, whatever was mother's journey and story, but mother was constantly worried and sad. And if you see many times when, you know, a child is kind of serious or a child is kind of not too expressive or cries over small things, we say, oh, iska to nature hi aisa hai. Or we label ourselves as that. Oh, I'm shy. I'm not very expressive. But our nature is we are expressive. All these are learned behaviors. Children are naturally expressive. Children are naturally joyful.
And I would like to add over here, if the conditioning and the labeling is very strong, then the child might start identifying as the problem.
Yeah.
It is not that my nature is shy. It is that I am shy or I cannot express, as though I am the problem, not that there is a problem. That I cannot express. That's not the thing. I don't express. I'm not expressive. So it's like the problem has been internalized. And then that creates a huge impact on a person's life. Because even if there is a differentiation between a person and the problem can be looked at. It can be identified. But many times we identify as the problem itself. And that can create a very huge impact.
Yeah. So what to do? So the ideal thing is to go to a therapist and get a regression done to each one of these moments. And then heal whatever needs healing. That is the ideal thing. But of course, today we are going to do one simple meditation for all of you so that whichever might be most impactful or whichever needs the most attention at this point of time in your journey, you can revisit. And in a group meditation, we'll try to uh, give you a guideline so that you can free at least one part. That's the beginning of this process. Yeah. So, is there anything else, Priya, you want to add?
No, no.
Fine. So then,
This concept that we shared is based on the research done by, as Gayatri said, Morris Netherton. If anyone is interested in reading any of his books, it is available. You can go and read and understand how he's given cases on how uh, these moments have actually impacted people's lives. His entire research and his entire therapy is around that. So feel free to do that. It's a good read. And from there, maybe something might open up for your own journey.
Yeah.
That's it, Gayatri.
So I'll stop the recording and then we'll start the meditation.
Yes.